What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know the vibes. Central Ohio creators back in the building. It's the Jet Tech 3 vibes here. We got Ohio Keys as always. And today we have in the building nobody other than Mr. Greg Owens, the true Ohio player himself.
What's good with it?
How
What's
you
good?
doing,
I'm
man?
good, bro.
Thank
It's
you
good
for
to be
being
here.
here.
Yes,
Thank you,
pleasure to have
thank
you.
y'all for having me, man. It's like I said, I don't do too many podcasts like that, but I guess people been asking me to do podcasts nowadays, so I appreciate y'all for even having me on
Of
this
course,
platform.
man.
So.
You gotta get outside.
I know, man.
Yeah.
It's time, man. I have a lot to say, man. I have a lot to do, man. So it's just like we here now.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's time to get it going. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. Just for those who don't know, Mr. Greg Owens here is a big time player, true Ohio player to be exact, in the Columbus music scene right now. He has a song that's definitely making some big waves out here. It's called True Ohio Player. That's also his apparel brand as well. Also the lifestyle and moniker that he lives by. So we're gonna get a little bit more info on that here as this episode goes. Let's do it, Keith.
All right, so my first question for you is, what's your story and what made you get into music?
We gotta start from the beginning. So
Let's do it.
my mom said that when I was in her womb, like I used to like kick, but it was like on a beat. You know what I'm saying? It was on a beat. So like I guess, the stars aligned, and I was, I was a drummer. Since the womb. So
Okay.
uh, quintessential drummer story, like just banging on stuff and pots and pans and books or wherever I get my hands on. So I guess, my parents, they seen it. My parents are educators, but they both have have an art background too.
Okay.
My dad, he's a singer. My mom, he sings. She used to sing in like praise teams and everything, and so they also was in school band. So I guess them two morphed into me, and so here I am, just a musician, man. So
It's crazy how the church inspiration, bro. It just always shows up, bro.
yeah,
It's
man.
crazy,
So it's church, man. That's how I really started. So like I'll say like around 2 or 3, that's when I really started getting into it. But like at 5, I took lessons. That time I was able to shout out to Russell Myers. That's my first drum teacher. I learned a lot. Learned how to read rhythm. Even like I learned jazz at a young age. So I didn't know what jazz was until I got with him. But like growing up, I couldn't really listen to a lot of like cuss words. So like back at that time, like Tupac and Biggie was out, and Jay-Z and all that stuff. So I couldn't really listen to them. So like my parents made sure I listened to like age appropriate music.
Yes, sir.
And so I listened to a lot of like the old school hip hop, like gospel, Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, all those guys. So it's definitely a church influence, for sure. And I would say a quick story. So my first ever live performance as a drummer was my preschool graduation.
Okay.
So my preschool graduation. So I remember the song we played, "What a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong. I don't know if y'all heard of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a song that we made up called "I Am a Promise." So that's like my first actual stage performance or performance as a drummer. I got a picture of it and everything. So. And then from there, it's just been playing in churches. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those kids that like saw the drummer, was watching the drummer all the time. I was just amazed, and so I already knew that's what I wanted to do. So they let me, when the drummer wasn't there, they let me get on the kit, man, just up in there. You know what I'm saying? Just small. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep the time and everything. And so as life progressed, like I started loving just like the music aspect of it, just like. Seeing rappers, like one of the rappers I used to listen to, I still listen to, is Fresh Prince, Will Smith. So that's why I like, I rap the way I do. I don't really curse in my music because like he made the music to where like I can hear it. And also he got boss, bro. I'm tired of y'all like not giving Will Smith credit, man. We're gonna give Will Smith his credit.
Yes, sir.
He's one of the pioneers. He's one of the coldest. Say what y'all want to say, but I have all his albums, so I can say something about it.
Yes, sir.
And so then as life went on, like Kanye West came into the picture, you know what I'm saying? So Kanye West through the wire came on. I was like, bro, who is this? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, he just felt more relatable. And so that's when I was like, you know what? I want to get into, how do I get into doing that? How do I get into, being a rapper or even like I even found out what a producer was, you know what I'm saying? So like Even I found out that he made his own music. So I was like, man, that's what I want to do something like that. Like I want to do that. And so a couple of my friends, like in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, they had like this music program. Like I think it was called Magic's Music Maker. And so I was always trying to hang out with them and get in the studio, try to get near some studio stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I would say like around 12, 13 years old, I finally got the music maker, and I just fell in love with it. And that's when I like started making my own beats, and so I've just been doing that ever since 13, and then I've been rapping and recording my own music ever since 13. I found out how to record. I had like a webcam, distorted as hell, you know what I'm saying? But it was just love. Like it's just, then that's when I fell in love with just recording myself and mixing myself. So around that time, 13 years old, that's when I started making my own music. And then in school, I was in school bands. I was still playing in the church. So I got into different school bands, symphonic band, marching band.
What was your favorite instrument?
Drums.
Oh
yeah, I'm a drummer. So like that's my main instrument.
I got you.
So so around the school time, around school. Forgive me if I'm rambling, but just telling my story. Been in school bands, jazz bands. So I'm getting all of this musical influence and all these things. And so I have that. So now I'm developing an eclectic taste. Like I understand the music, and also just being an art kid. You know what I'm saying? Like doing music has kept me in a lot of trouble. And so now like I hear like a lot of people telling me them stories about how they was as a kid, all the things they was doing. I'm like, y'all was doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just in my house, just like in my own world. I'm an only child, so like I'm just getting my ideas out and just figuring out my sound and just having fun. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun making music. So that's just what I was doing.
That's dope. Yeah. Now you mentioned a heavy emphasis on jazz. Do you have any favorite jazz artists?
Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk. I like jazz drummer Art Blakely. It's a lot of different like jazz artists that it's not like one particular.
Yeah.
I listen to all types of jazz. Like any type of jazz. It's like that's actually like one of my favorite genres to play on the drums.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I like the freeness and sophisticated parts of it, the syncopations and all that. So I love jazz. I actually have a jazz song. For those of you that don't know, it's called Soul Food. I released that back in 2021. So if you haven't checked out that's my first jazz record. Go check it out. It's streaming everywhere. So
make sure y'all tap in.
Yeah.
This piggyback off of that. So is that song specifically on any albums? Is that on an album?
No, it's a single.
So how are you going about with your albums and stuff? I see you've been dropping like some quality singles. So what's been going on with the albums? When can we expect the next album?
So when I released Eclectic Soul back in 2017. That's when like I channeled all my eclectic taste into one album, so that when people heard it, it was like, yo, I never heard nothing like this before. I haven't heard something like this in a long time. So it was kind of like, I would say it was ahead of its time. So like in between time, like I was just I wanted to get into other things, you know what I'm saying? So like, whether it's getting gigs or whether it's just life stuff, just in general, just relationships and everything. So I was just I had like other goals in mind, like even in between time, like I was on the stage play. I'm an actor. I was in the stage play in between that time. So this is like my last like full project was back in 2017, and I've been releasing singles and like I released an EP in between that time. So at that time I was just trying to like figure out like what's next, like what's the sound I'm trying to go for, you know what I'm saying? So like in between that time, like back in 2021, like I got a chance to be able to be a part of Mojo Flow, one of the top bands in the city.
Okay.
And even before I came in, so I was just like, that's been a dope experience, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my peoples at Mojo Flow. And then also I had Harmonic Soul. I was starting Harmonic Soul. So that was like a 3-year run.
Okay.
And so just in between time, like just doing that and just figuring out the influence and just figuring out like the sound I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to say, it became like hard. So I just kept going back, just creating, you know what I'm saying? Like just dropping singles and seeing what's like really connecting. And so this time around, I'm just like, I think I got it. I think I figured out which direction I want to go. Actually, it's like a bunch of different directions I want to go. It's just now it's like, nah, what do I want to say or what do I want to convey? So I just been dropping singles and even there, and just to see like what the people are like gravitating towards and like how people are receiving it. So, and so now it's like, okay, how do I blend my eclectic sound, but also understand like they say Ohio doesn't have a sound, but honestly, we do have a sound. It's funk, and it's also eclectic because we get everything from different places, and so like even like just as a city as a whole, like we're very eclectic. We got all different types of stuff, all different types of people, all different types of communities,
Very true.
all different types of festivals, like the Latino festival, the jazz festival, the soul festival. Like we got all these things, so like it's a melting pot. So like I've been just doing this eclectic shit for a while, and so it's like, and there's other artists that have that eclectic ability within themselves, and they release eclectic music as well. So just keeping that sound relevant and come into the forefront, but like now it's time to put some funk and some stank on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
talk about your single "Another Dimension"? We was listening to that. That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. So shout out to Be the Poet. He's also an incredible poet here in Columbus. So shout out to all the poets out there, the poetry scene. And so Be the Poet, he had well, first of all, this was actually made during the pandemic. Shout out to Mitchie Vine, aka Donovan Mitchell, also a keyboardist. He played with harmonic soul. He also does production. He just released an instrumental tape, so make sure y'all go check it out. He was just messing around with the, we was all cooking up. Trig was in there too. We made a song, so we was all at my house, and then Mitchie, he likes to fiddle sometimes, so yeah, he was just like playing the keys. So what you hear now is what Mitchie Vaughn was playing.
Okay.
And so I added the drums, and you know what I'm saying, it was that's how the beat was made during the pandemic. And so later down the line, I came up with the hook to it, but I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just like kept it. And so I don't know how Be the Poet came to hear it, but I think I sent him that song, and then like whatever he was writing, it fit right to what he was talking about. And so so we ended up recording at my house, and then so that was his first like song that we put together. And that's actually my first time actually working with a poet on a song. Like I did Tasha Lomo's album, and then that's released on all platforms as well. So after that, and so that really, with me working with a poet, that's Another Dimension started off like that. And so we just released that this year. So we was kind of sitting on it. So we decided that let's release it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned some Columbus artists already that you've worked with. Did you grow up in the city? You from Columbus?
Oh yeah, I'm born and raised North Side.
North Side with it?
North
Okay,
side
all
with
right.
it. North
That's
side.
right. I did do some research. I saw you
Yeah.
graduated from Northland, correct?
Northland,
All
2011.
right.
Shout out to all my Vikings, man.
All right.
So,
Good class right there too.
Yeah,
2011.
2011.
Yes, sir. That's us.
yeah,
All right, now.
the real trendsetters, you know.
Nah, say that again.
Yeah,
Let
the
them know
real
what's going
trendsetters.
on.
Yeah,
You know
for
what's
sure.
going on. Now talk about the inspiration that Columbus has had, like on your sound growing up, since you've been here, born and raised. Talk about what Columbus has done for you and helping you find your identity with your sound.
Yeah, I mean, again, it started off with me and the drummer. Like I gotta give shout out to like drummers like Reggie Jackson, Mark Lomax, James Gators. They're all like OGs. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing a lot of great things in the city and outside the city. So as a musician, I literally looked up to him as far as how I cultivate my sound as a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So and then just in the city alone, like just like different artists. Like I grew up like really looking up to musicians. You know what I'm saying? Like the musicians in the city, not necessarily like artists. It came like down the line as I started to like gravitate myself into the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As an artist and as producers, but it's been mainly musicians, and so it really like helped me shape my music and just how they played the music and just the sounds that they was doing and how cohesive all the musicians and the bands that I was watching and so like I really wanted to like I said, I wanted to incorporate that in my music. And so since being in Columbus and seeing everybody perform, it's like I get different inspirations from everybody, you know what I'm saying? So just the entire city, and just shout out to everybody that's just doing they thing out here. So everybody, in their own rights has inspired me one way or another. So, and hopefully, I did the same for other people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have. I mean, just based off the work I've seen, I'm sure there's got to be somebody taking notes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So how do you see your sound evolving for your next project?
Again, keeping the high funk and then also keeping it eclectic. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just letting y'all know. The what y'all hearing like that have already dropped already. It's like expect to hear more of that, you know what I'm saying. Also, like, I like to incorporate different sounds, like gospel sounds, spiritual sounds, jazz sounds. So it's like it's really a gumbo, but I'm keeping it cohesive at the same time. And so I'm aiming for big sounds, like feel good music, but I'm also have something to say. People can be inspired by it. They can I'm getting vulnerable as well, so I'm gonna keep all of that soul element in there as well. So, yeah,
that sounds like a good recipe for a big time artist right there, though.
Nah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Do you have any memorable performances that you've done this year?
This year, again, I did it. I performed at the Commons with Mojo Flow. This year it's kind of been for me. It's been low key for me, but I think some of the ones I would say like the jazz fest. We did the jazz fest, and then we did the Commons. We played at the Commons. I would say I want to note like even from like not just this year, from like last year. I think the biggest performance that I had was with Harmonic Soul, which we opened up for Boys to Men at the Commons, and so like I was able to perform my song "What You Want" with Tony Lamar in front of 8,000 people. Nice. So that was a crazy moment, you know what I'm saying? So like I've had a lot of big. Also shout out to Zach Fresh. I played drums for him. He had a show.
We gotta get Zach Fresh.
He had a show at the basement, and for his I forgot what his album, Wallahi or something like that. Wallahi album. Sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. I forgot. I got it wrong. I don't know. But that was a dope show. It was like a who's who. It was like a who's who up in the scene that was there. So it was dope having that performing that show with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you also a podcaster as well, correct? You have a podcast right now?
Yeah, I do have a podcast called the Greg Owens podcast. It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, any podcast lane or channel or website. Y'all can go check that out. I got 3 episodes. Basically, I started that back in November 2020. I had Trigno and I had Sean Starks when they had released one of the albums. So
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. And I left it alone, man. I was nervous about it. I was scared because like I'm really like I don't get a chance to talk, you know what I'm saying? Like actually like just give my perspective on a lot of things. And so like that's like one of the things I want to get better at is actually like communicating and talking and like and so like people think they know me, but they don't really know me for real. So that's what I want to use that platform to like just to like talk, give my thoughts and my perspective, tell my stories. This is like another outlet, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I use that Greg Owens project, the Greg Owens podcast, mainly for. So eventually, I'm taking little baby steps, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really, I gotta get acclimated with it, you know what I'm saying? Still gotta learn about it, still trying to figure out what I want to do with it, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it going as long as people want to stay tuned and tune in,
Okay. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Stay on it, man, because, I mean, it's a journey. You know what I mean? The podcasting is fun, too. Like, I think you probably would get, like, a little different experience already being, a music artist. So you got a lot of different elements you can add to it, you know what I mean? Just based off the fact you already got a brand, already a music artist, too. It's a different vibe you can put on there.
So, yeah, I'm like, yeah, like I said, I'm figuring it out. Like, even, like, my last episode, I talked about my creative journey. Episode 3, like I had a little theme song on there, and like like music interludes and different things. So as I get better at it and figure out what I want, I'm gonna have some fun with it for sure, and make it interactive, and make it like so people can tune in.
Most definitely. Now with the Glow Entertainment, I seen you've been putting out looks like all of your product on Glow Entertainment. Is that your label as well, or?
Yeah, that's my label slash group that I've basically I distribute it and record and all my stuff through that, so even like with if I'm like doing gigs and everything. So I just recently got the LLC for it. So it's basically Glow Entertainment, Glow Entertainment Group. So it's gonna be like a multifaceted type of thing. And so again, it's just the music part. So as this thing grows, we see what happens. It might become like a media or like a film or infrastructure, a place of infrastructure. So again, it's just ideas. So Glow Entertainment. Glow is my initials, by the way. GLO, that's my initials. So
okay, all right. I was wondering if it had something to do with the name.
Yeah,
I didn't know the L, but I saw the GO.
So
like
people call me GO, but my middle name begins with an L. So
that's tough.
It just Glow.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's tough.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any big time goals for 2025 as far as for the label? Any labels that you aspire to have yours kind of modeled after? Like, what's the vision for Glow?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I came to take shit over. You know what I'm saying? I came to like put my foot down. You know what I'm saying? It's just like get this ball rolling and like just figure it out. Not just me. Like I wanna again, I'm always about pushing the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? So like anything that I do, like I want to use my talents and my music ability to like take this thing to the next level. So like I know it's like people say like people talk, they say these things they say they want to do, but actually, I would say, for the years that I've been doing this, like I've been one of the ones that actually has been doing the work and actually been cultivating that town. So
yes, sir.
And again, like when I say that, it's like I don't expect people to like give me admiration or expect anybody to like give me credit for anything. Like I know what I've done. I know how I move in the culture. I know I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm gonna keep that going, but we're gonna take this shit to the next level.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Now the music industry can be tough on people's mental health. How do you take care of your well-being when it comes to that? Like the ups and downs of the music industry, and some people like maybe getting to a point where they thought they was gonna be successful, so they get stopped. Like how do you deal with that?
Like doing this shit, like you gotta have faith, you gotta have resilience, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go through it, you know what I'm saying? So like you gotta go through times where you got your highs, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go through times you got the lows, but everything else all has lessons, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go through. Like I thought I was gonna be famous when I dropped Eclectic Soul, but it didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like figuring that out. Also like just figuring out, just like it's also you have to be grounded within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like entities and different people will try to stir you away from your vision and try to like downplay you or do it, or they might watch you or might try to stifle you. You know what I'm saying? They might try to do whatever the case may be. They might talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this life is like not for the weak, man. So like if you feel like you
That's
have,
real.
so like if you feel like you got something, like if like man. Like, you gotta have like that, man. I know I got something. Like, all you gotta do is just keep going. It's always like you're gonna have like there's always gonna be stepping stones. There's always gonna be high roads, low roads. It's always gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? You might be like this. You might have highs, and you might have this. You know what I'm saying? But it's a journey, just like anything in life. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta build a resilience, learn, get better. Better yourself, better your mental. Like I get into like meditation. You know what I'm saying? Like I sometimes like I deal with anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but I've over the years I've learned how to get better. Incorporate healthy ways to like cope with it. You know what I'm saying? Also like any type of demons that I need to like battle. Make sure I take care of that as well. So it's always going to be good ways to handle this. There's always bad ways to handle it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta like just keep going and it's like just keep putting in the work.
That's
and
real.
Just take little steps to get better. Like 1%. I would say at least get 1% better every day. And learn. Don't be afraid to learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's yeah. You have to go through the fire. You got to learn different people. You got to learn your business, get your business right. You know what I'm saying? You might make a lot of money. It's a lot of high seasons, but then there's some low seasons. But when there's some low seasons, like how can I? It's like how can I get to the bag? How can I pay my bills?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not like at a place to where they can do this full time.
Yeah.
So like a lot of us, you know, we got jobs, you know what I'm saying, to help pay for try to help pay our bills and try to help. I know I can speak for me personally, like, you know, and also help, you know, invest into myself, invest into my music, invest into anything that I'm doing. So it's just, you know, it's just figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's just with anything. So you just figure it out, and if you know you got something special, it's gonna happen regardless. You just gotta keep pushing, no matter where you at in life, no matter what age. So that's how I've been living. I'm 31 years old. I thought I was gonna be famous in my 20s, but you know, sometimes your time will come. You just gotta go through the fire and you know, go through the journey and get better. So that way, when it's to your time, you'll be ready.
Prepared.
You'll be prepared. You will be more prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. More
prepared.
Exactly. That's fire right there. You just dropped some bars. That's fire right there. Sound like a real true Ohio player there talking.
True Ohio player, man.
Which leads me to my next question. So you mentioned before we got rolling that True Ohio Player is also a clothing label as well as a hit single. Make sure y'all go check it out. So tell us about the inspiration as far as that going into the clothing brand, and what's the vibes with the True Ohio Player brand? You know, what's the apparel like?
Yeah, this is like True Ohio Player is like real simple. Like I know a lot of Ohioans, like again, people outside of Ohio, like we get a bad rep and everything like that, but a lot of people from outside of Ohio don't really know how we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're very resilient people. Like we some of the flyest people in the world. We some of the realest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's just how we talk to people, how we maneuver and everything. And so, also figuratively and literally, I'm a Ohio player. I'm from Ohio. You know, I'm a drummer. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I'm on the flyers. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the, you know, I know how I am as a person, so I'm very resilient. So all those things are incorporated in one. So like, I just want to have like a stamp, or like people that walk around and like really like represent Ohio. Like, yeah, I'm a true Ohio player. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be proud where you from.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We all got our bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you should be proud where you from. And like, yeah, I'm going to represent Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted that to be displayed. And so I've seen a lot of people that have like apparel and everything. So again, like I'm always like getting into different things. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just do something, like let me just brand it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just e-commerce, trueohioplayer.com e-commerce. I got t-shirts, I got stuff for men and women, all different types of colors. I got stickers. Like I said, it's an e-commerce website. So trueohioplayer.com. You're from Ohio, you know, Columbus, Cincinnati, Akron, just wherever you are around the world. You know you're a True Ohio player. Make sure you get you a shirt, and also make sure you check out the single too.
Tap in.
Yeah.
Now with the brand website, this came before the song, correct?
Yes, it came before the song.
Is this what inspired the song, or how did it all kind of come about? Because you already had the brand in place.
Yeah. So again, like it was just one of those things. Like, you know, you just plotting and scheming. It's like, how can I make this into something? How can I brand this, and how can I make this to its own little thing? You know what I'm saying? So actually I found this real funky sample, and actually I made the beat maybe like a couple years before I even started True Ohio Player. And so like I actually heard the beat, and it sounded like, you know, some funky stuff, and it's like had like that Bone Thugs kind of like influence to it as far as like the beat and everything. So I kind of want to approach it like that. Some people say it sound like Houston, or sound like a Project Pat, but like, nah, it's actually, you know, I mean, it has some influence as well, because I did say, you know, ever since I can remember, I've been, you know what I'm saying? But again, I want to talk my shit and everything, and so I already know, like, I wanted to work with Zach. I knew Zach since, you know, I knew Zach since, you know what I'm saying, during the Soulja Boy days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When he was, you know, he was rocking with Soulja Boy. So like, anytime I have like a song, like I already know, like I get visions of like who would go well on this particular production or beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I felt like Zach Fresh could really like ride the beat and really could like rap on this beat. You know what I'm saying? And Also, shout out to Chrissy T. I want to point out to Chrissy T. Um, I produce her EP Metamorphosis. All produced by me. It's available everywhere. It's going stupid crazy in the UK right now, overseas. So that's one of those things where I just wanted to. When I heard like Thuggish Ruggish Bone, like when like when the singer was going crazy and do all those runs, like I wanted to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I've heard that ever like since. You know what I'm saying? Like so I wanted to incorporate that in there. And so she did an incredible job.
Nice.
And so yeah, I released that song on my birthday, May 14th, and then again, like it goes to show, like I don't like to like put out songs or anything and like just let it sit and let it not go nowhere. Like if I believe in my work so much, like it needs to be heard. It needs to be heard, you know, from different people. And so, you know, put my marketing dollars behind it. We shot a video. Shout out to Big Joe from the North Side. He shot the video. One shot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Weeds. He's the dancer. I went to Northland with him. So the big dude. So if you see him going crazy, you know he's also social media, going crazy on social media.
Okay.
His TikToks and Instagram and everything like that. So yeah. So incorporate all that and then release the music video and then so slowly but surely it's growing. So as you know, as I get more listeners, you know what I'm saying, like I'm hearing like other cities are actually like playing the song and the DJs is like having the song. So it's a slowly but surely process. So
brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
That's
you know
it.
What I'm saying? So just promoting the brand, promoting the song, and like let it become its own thing. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you have a memorable story about growing up in Columbus?
Yeah, so growing up in Columbus, like for me, I'm always been like the music guy. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like all my friends, you know, they all had played sports and everything. Like I mean, I ran track, you know, and I'm a pretty athletic dude. I'm pretty good at sports, but like I was the music guy, so like I would have like but my friends at the time was rapping, and we was all like freestyling and rapping and everything like that. People would come to my house, they knew I made beats and everything, so people would come to my crib and just start making music and everything. And so it was just dope, man. And like I said, just again, like just being in school, just around different types of people, and being an art kid, especially at Woodward Park in Northland. You know, I was heavy into like all the extracurricular activities. And so again, like I grew up with some people that was actually in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was around them. You know, like people were like those people actually. I kind of looked up to them in a way because it was kind of like big bros. You know what I'm saying? Like OGs. So they was just kind of like, you know, hanging out with the girls. You know, they was gonna get into different things, but they always was fond of me. You know what I'm saying? Like they always like make sure I kept out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? God kept me away from different things because like they was like, nah, because they also respect my dad too. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I remember about being in Columbus. Is like I felt like I felt like I was being protected in a way because people saw what I was doing, and they wanted me to like keep doing that and not go the other way.
Yes, sir. That's dope though. When you have, it take like a village to raise a child anyway.
For sure.
So it's so cool when you're like, you see the difference when people really grew up like with a community around them. You know, just be a little bit more well-rounded, a little more polished. You know.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for it too, man.
Yeah,
like,
you see those things.
Yeah, even with even my dad's folks, like he's in the fraternity. He's saw all the Sigmas out there. So like I had like OGs, been around the adults, that looked out for me, and people that looked out for me, and I was in different programs and everything like that. So I was made to just be well rounded. So that's one thing about my folks. It's like, you're gonna be well rounded. You're going to be able to go in different rooms and and not be, don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying, as well. So I'm grateful for that.
For sure.
Dope. So my next question for you is, what type of legacy do you hope to leave behind when it's all said and done?
When it's all said and done, again, like I want to be somebody that help push the culture forward, not just in Columbus, but just like period. Anything that I do, I want to just whatever I put my hands on, you know what I'm saying. I want to make an impact in a positive way. Like just anything I do, I want to make the world a better place when I leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want, and anything that's left behind, like I want people to actually like get to experience it, you know, and have their own, you know, personal experiences with that. So
Now, if you could write a book about your life right now, what would the name of that book be?
Write a book about my life right now.
Yep.
Oh man. Like should I give like words or should it just be like anything?
It could be whatever you want it to be.
My life right now. Man, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about. I don't want to just like blurt out an answer, but nah, that's a good question. I gotta think about that. I mean, right now, like, if I could say like one word as far as my life right now, it's like transition.
Okay.
Transitional. So everything's transitional, but it's like it's on the cusp of something great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I finally came into a place in my life where it's just like, got it. Finally get a chance to accept me for not just what I am, but who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, not people, like, just like all the good things about me, all the bad things about me, you know, whatever people got to say about me, whatever the case may be, I'm okay with me, and I know who I am, and I know what I am. And so as long as I know that for sure, like everything else will fall into where it needs to fall. You know what I'm saying? The people that's gonna rock with me, they're gonna rock with me. People that's not gonna rock with me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those people don't really know me for real, or don't have no type of experience with me. So yeah, just not be afraid to be me. You know what I'm saying? Just put myself out there, and yeah. And watch what I do.
What's something that resonates with all people from Columbus besides the Buckeyes?
I mean, besides the Buckeyes, I mean, hang on, Sloopy. Hang on. Let's see. When we say OH, well, everybody knows to say
Oh.
You know, again, like it's so many things, man. We have our, like I said, we have our own things, like our own sayings. So I would say that's probably like the first thing that came to my head, like hang on, Sleepy, because it's a band, and like also OHIO, because anybody from Ohio, we know what that is.
That's a fact.
We know what that is.
That's a big fact.
Yeah.
What do you consider the best bar you've written?
Best bar I've written. Whew. I got plenty of them, man. I would say there was a song called Tetris, and that's off my Collected Soul album, and that's like one of the songs that I kind of introduced people that didn't know I rapped. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got introduced to me as I got more into the scene, was going more crazy. That I got introduced. People got introduced to me like through singing. The Slow Jam, my song Slow Jam with Corey Parson, Forever King, was on the radio, but people only knew me as a singer and producer. But that song right there, Tetris, was like, oh, this dude can rap. So I said, and hopefully I can remember all the lyrics. So if I don't, but here you go. I said, sometimes I look in the mirror and I see my reflection and trying to paint me a picture so I can see my direction. It's like I'm happy all day and sad all night, trying to live my life and do things right. Cold winters messing my game up, trying to get next to the fire so like the flame up. Ever since I was an adolescent, so many lessons, but I'm so stubborn, I just keep them guessing. Yeah, futuristic mind, I'm so out of this planet. The only reason they're hating because they don't understand it. But if you paid attention, I'm speaking for the teens who think they'll never make it and begin to waste their dreams. Man, you're looking at a witness. I'm here to paint a picture. And if you're rolling with me, pick it up and take it with you. When you're around my aura, I'm leaving the good scent. And when I leave this earth, I'm going to leave ancient footprints.
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
Bars.
So like that's like one of my proudest verses for sure. I
That's
have other
tough.
verses as well, but like I would say like that like introduced me to like the scene for
Yeah.
real. So yeah.
Oh,
Bars right there.
Yeah.
So I got another one for you. You play the game at all? You
Yeah, I'm a
gamer?
gamer. I'm a gamer, man.
What games you play?
I play anything from Madden, 2K. Like I'm playing God of War right now. Like
Okay.
fantasy games, like action games. Like I'm not really Call of Duty, but like I'll be on the game, man.
You playing fighting games? Tekken?
Not Tekken. I want to get into it.
Okay.
I want to get into the Undisputed, the boxing game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm definitely I play all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing I won't play.
What's the last fighting game you got into? I'm big on the fighting games.
Last fighting game. Dang. Honestly, it was an arcade. It was like an arcade game. I was going to hold you. I was playing an arcade game.
Okay.
Again, I want to get into like Tekken. I know that game looked crazy, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've definitely been a gamer since I was a kid, man.
and you a big wrestling fan too,
I
right?
love wrestling. I've been a wrestling fan since I was young, man. I just went to
AEW.
SummerSlam.
it was.
Yeah, AEW. That was like
Last
a week. Yeah, last
last
week ago.
I ain't know. I'm more WWE than
Okay,
AEW. But
SummerSlam was here.
But SummerSlam was in Cleveland. I went
Yeah.
out to Cleveland. That's like
You went
my
to that?
first. That's my first pay per view I went to.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So that was live, man.
Who's your top 5?
Top 5 wrestlers.
Yeah.
The Rock is number 1 for me. I like Stone Cold. I like CM Punk.
Yeah.
I like dang, that's a good one. I like The Undertaker,
Mm-hmm.
and I like what's also I like honestly I like Randy Orton.
Randy
The
Orton.
Legend Killer.
I like the Legend Killer.
Yeah.
I like the Legend Killer for sure.
That's a good 5 right
So
there.
the city of Columbus needs to put a Macho Man statue here.
Oh yeah, man. It's I'm trying to get into one of my people I went to. His name is Jeff. He's a wrestler. I went to school with him, so like I think there's definitely a wrestling scene here. I just got to tap into.
Ohio Wrestling Alliance.
Well, Wrestling Alliance, yeah.
Yep.
So I gotta tap into that, man. They might need to look like a manager or mouthpiece or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna tap into that. So yeah, huge wrestling fan.
Okay.
Huge wrestling fan.
Give us top 5 on the music. Favorite top 5 music artists.
Michael Jackson. Kanye West. I like Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
Kirk Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
James Brown.
Ooh, that's a dope top 5.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. That's a good top 5
Right,
right
Late
like
there.
it.
registration or graduation.
I'm gonna go with late registration.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with late registration. I love graduation too. It's just pick your poison. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have it over college dropout?
Who? Late registration?
Yeah.
Damn. Personally, just for me, yes, because of what college dropout meant for me. Like I used to bump college dropout all the time, like all the time. It's just like what it meant for me. It's just like to have to even like listen to an artist like Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Like not just the music he made, but the subject matter. Like I felt like I could relate to him so much. So the college dropout's gonna has like a whole different meaning for me. You know what I'm saying? All the other albums was great, but college dropout is always gonna be special.
Special one. No, I feel that.
Now, do you have a message for the Columbus youth?
Oh man, yeah. I worked with kids. I've worked with kids before. I would say a lot of times, like we, especially like especially with people around you, even the kids, you know, that's around you. A lot of people will try to think that you're not enough. Think that how you are, it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, figure out, you know, what it is that you like, what is that you want to do, and just again, just stay a kid, man. Like, don't rush to grow up, man. Don't rush to grow up. Like, if you're 9, if you're 13 years old, stay in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media, there's a lot of stuff on social media that's like not the real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, it's just a lot of craziness going on. It's like a lot of these kids is just like are just getting into or just seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I always just say, like, you know, if you dealing with, you know, peer pressure, emotions, and everything like that, just always make sure that you remain solid within yourself. Keep God first. You know, whoever you pray to. If you need an outlet, you know what I'm saying, like, draw, write, listen to music, dance. You know what I'm saying? Anything to calm the mind, anything to you know, it's any healthy ways to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids don't really know how to express themselves in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? I see it all the time. I like I said, I watched. I used to work in Columbus City schools. I used to work with at-risk kids. So a lot of these kids are just come to school and not know how to communicate and not know how to interact and don't know how to outlet. Just acting up. So I would just say, like, try to find an outlet that suits you, and then that might become your purpose. So with me, my outlet was music. So in that case, I listened to music. I wrote raps, wrote songs, and yeah. And within that, you'll find your way. You'll find the resources to actually get you where you need to be. But just stay true to yourself. Find an outlet to deal with all the stress and all the emotions that come with growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Fire message right there. Let the good people know where they can find you at before you get out of here. Where can they find you at on all the social platforms?
Yes, you're on my website at GregOwensOfficial.com. You can find me on Instagram at Greg Owens Official. I'm on Threads as well, Greg Owens Official. Facebook, Greg Owens. YouTube, Greg Owens Official.
Okay.
You can find me. You can tune into the Greg Owens podcast. Again, Greg Owens everywhere you want to listen to my music or my music videos, just everywhere. Just search my name, and you'll find me. So shout me out. You know, send me a DM. You know, I'm not afraid to talk to people. You know, send me a shout out. You know, so yeah.
Yes, sir. And don't forget to go cop some merch off TrueOhioPlayer.com, correct?
Yeah, TrueOhioPlayer.com. All my True Ohio players, man, anywhere around the world, man. If you represent Ohio, if you know you're a True Ohio player, go to TrueOhioPlayer.com. Purchase you a merch, man.
Tap in.
This
was an awesome episode. Greg, we appreciate the time.
Thank y'all for having me, man. This was fun.
Appreciate the insight, too, man. It was a lot of game you dropped. And hopefully your fans, you know what I mean, learn something from this as well. You know what I mean? We try to keep it spicy a little bit with the conversation. But it's been a pleasure. Until the next time, y'all. COC, we out.
Yeah.